Secretary of State Anthony Blinken renewed calls for a ceasefire in the days following and reiterated them in person to Netanyahu overnight in Jerusalem. Our Treasurer, Jim Chalmers, in Washington for an International Monetary Fund meeting, is going to make an economic case for a ceasefire in the Middle East because, of course, no one involved realises war is expensive. Once they do, surely they'll lay down arms. Is he saying that Jews fighting jihadists is responsible for inflation? Sounds like it. I suspect he needs to look just a little closer to home. Our Foreign Minister, after demanding no entry into Rafah, where Sinwar was found, of course, continued her calls for a ceasefire too, even accusing opposition leader Peter Dutton of being extreme because he refuses to back them. She argues his stance is at odds with the international community, including the US. She's right. It is, and so it should be. All of these countries are still calling for a ceasefire. They don't get it. And if they do, they're doing a mighty job of pretending otherwise. I'm going to try and put this really simply in the hope that maybe even one of them might be able to understand. A ceasefire does not end the violence. There was a ceasefire in place on October 6. The country you keep calling on for one did not break it. Terrorists, by their very nature, are not particularly law-abiding, and that's putting it politely. So you can't just sign a little ceasefire and trust they'll follow suit. Again, this isn't rocket science. Hamas and Hezbollah and the like have demonstrated this time and time again. A ceasefire does not eliminate the very real threat. And there's not one Western country in the world that would ever allow their people to be slaughtered over and over again, let alone listen to any fanciful calls from others to. The war can end today if Hamas returns the hostages and surrenders. Apart from Netanyahu, where are the calls for that? Why do so many in positions of power call for a ceasefire as though the two warring parties are equals, are both rational, both sane? The enemy here does not want peace. They don't even care if their own people die. They crave death and destruction on a level that is hard to comprehend, yes, but so easy to see. They ain't hiding it. In fact, we've been given a front row seat to the horrors they commit, yet world leaders shut their eyes and wax lyrical about ceasefire negotiations. You cannot negotiate with people who see death as an honour, enhanced if they take out a few non-believers on the way. It doesn't work. So not that anyone in power is going to listen or, I don't know, maybe even cares. But I call on all of those heaping immense pressure on Israel to ceasefire in a war they didn't start and cannot end until their people are home, to maybe try a change of tact. I mean, it might sound utterly ridiculous, probably fanciful, but maybe, just maybe, those of us who purport to share the values of life, freedom, democracy and peace could possibly band together and put pressure on, look, controversial, I know, but maybe, just maybe, the Iranian regime. It's probably silly and, look, confusing too. Why would we try to force an evil regime to stop killing innocent people, including their own, via proxies and the like, when we can instead pressure the country they are attacking to stop defending themselves? You're right, silly idea. But seriously, the whole thing is bat beep crazy. The media continues to perpetuate the myth that Israel is the aggressor and warmongering.
Israel is vowing the war will go on.
No, again, Israel has vowed to end the war. They just need their people back first and the murderers to surrender. Not for ideological reasons or to save face, but because it's the only way the terrorists will stop killing. That could happen now.
Thanks for watching. Drop a comment below. Don't forget to like, share, and hit subscribe to stay updated with our latest content. Until next time, stay informed and inspired. This is Djobnik signing off.